Welcome everybody to the SuperZoo 2015. My name is Heinrich Zweers, I'm from Germany, I work for the Emsland Group. And thank you very much I have the chance to give a presentation here about animal nutrition and using natural products for pets. I want to give you information about starches, fibers, proteins and combination of them. My focus today will be the dogs and the cats, because they are the most common pets in our life. Again, I want to start with some information about natural pet food, then go on with information about starches in pet food, natural proteins and natural fibers. And at the end of my presentation, I want to come to a very important conclusion. So stay till the end. A lot of years ago, I found a saying in the road, on the wall was printed, I think. We have to take care with our world. We did not buy the world, we only rent the world from our grandchildren. So use the nature as it is. Do we have any farmers here in this? Sorry, Tomek, what's happened? No, again a new sound check. My time is running. Do we have any farmers here in this group? No farmers? Okay, I want to tell you some interesting thing. When the farmers plant the potatoes, it is not possible to plant it year by year and year. They need a crop rotation. So a catch crop, for example, a pea or a corn, they can use every second year. So why the legumes? Very important for the concentration of organic farming. Because the legumes can bind nitrogen from the air and give the ground natural nutrients with the help of nodule bacteria. What does it mean? The farmer will get a higher yield in following fruits, for example potato, and then the next year corn. So as I said, I like this picture very much. You also? Human food trends are translating more and more into the pet food. Pet parents also want to include the pets in family occasion, for example, special dinner for Christmas or something else. Be sure I do the same with my dog also. We'll discuss later, Tom. Hold it in your mind. 70% of pet owners consider the claim natural to be more nutritious. Pets are becoming increasingly humanized by the owners, so as a part of the family, leading to an increase in the quality and variety of pet food products are available now. In recent years, pet food trends have mimicked those of human food, such as functional health, natural ingredients, and free from ranges, for example, gluten-free. So, why natural-based pet food? Why should we take it? Pet food allergies and nutrition-specific diseases become more and more common. And as I said, non-GMO is very important for us. And the dog or cat food should be appropriate to these species. The pea and potato starches can be mixed with different grain-free products and then extruded for daily feeding or treats. The most treats are extruded products. Over the past 5 years, dog and cat food, it's an echo, huh? Dogs and cat food have been the key focus of the pet food product development, which reflects the facts that these are the most common pets globally, as I said in the beginning. In terms of other pet food, Europe, Asia Pacific, and to a lesser content, Latin America have been most innovative. That may reflect a wider ownership for more unusual pets in these regions, from birds and small pets, and such as reptiles. Pet owners are more inclined to choose natural. Demand for fresh and natural products is being driven to the health and wellness megatrend as consumers see these products as healthy and more nutritious. Those who own pets are more likely to regularly choose natural food and drinks than those who do not have a pet. This behavior is likely to translate into what consumers buy for the pets, indicating strong opportunity for manufacturers to develop minimally processed, chemical-free, natural pet food products, more akin to what consumers themselves would be willing to eat. Growth of ownerships are more exotic pets, such as fish, reptiles, may also spur demand for natural animal feeds. Since these pet owners are the most likely to choose natural foods for themselves, all or most of the time. So, if companies produce starches, they produce also other things. The production of starch means they also produce protein and fibers. When they produce protein, they also produce starch and fiber. What do you think? What is the third one? You know it, huh? When they produce fibers, of course, they also produce starch and protein. Application possibilities for all components, as I told in the beginning. We need for the pet food protein, fibers, and starches as well. Now I want to come to the pea and the potato starch. It is natural gluten-free and tasty carbohydrate. Renewable resources, very important, as I said in the beginning, about the saying. Sorry. I want to give you some more details about these two starches. Dog treats should be a pleasure to buy and to offer. By using pea or potato starch as main and renewable raw material, producers are able to produce very tasty edible chews and then be consumed as everyday treats. This is because they contain little fat and are highly digestible due to the inclusion of ingredients including starch, glycerine and lecithin. In addition, the fiber content encourages good passage and stimulates beneficial bacteria in the digestive tract. Another important consideration is dental hygiene. By selecting ingredients and creating textures that help to fresh the breath, to clean the teeth, the use of treats contributes to good dental health and improves the relationship between dogs and their owners also. By continuously developing new shapes and techniques and constantly searching for the new functional ingredients, treat producers ensure that their products are among the best in the market and highly interesting, both to purchase and to use. Now I come to the pea starch. The pea starch is also extremely digestible. The pea starch granules are slowly digested, providing sustained energy and release and have a low glycemic index. The pea starch has excellent processing properties. Pea starch is easily cooked in an extrusion process and sterilization due to its low gelatinization temperature. I will come to the gelatinization temperature later on in an overview. The potato starch also allows adapting and improving the texture of the finished product during pelletization and extrusion process. In a world with limited natural resources and a growing population, we have to contribute to developing and supplying efficient and sustainable ingredients for animal nutrition and pet food. So, the pea is a very small pieces, but with a lot of ingredients. The biggest amount is the starch. The starch amount is approximately 40%, protein 23%, The fiber content 70, also very high. A small amount of fat and some other ingredients. Very important is the PF includes no asparagine. The bigger one is the potato. A small fiber content, protein content is less, starch content only 80%, vitamins also included, and it includes asparagine also. No sugar containing black alkaloid. Why should we take gluten-free feeding? What is, sorry for that confusion. What is gluten? Grain and gluten-free food will make for a healthy and happy dog all the way around. With that information, it's absolutely worth choosing a high-quality grain or gluten-free product. Gluten is a protein portion of any carbohydrate and is found in many grains, such as rye, barley, and wheat. Carbohydrate sources that do not have any gluten are potatoes, rice, and oats. It is important to recognize that all dry dog food must include a carbohydrate of some kind to act as a binding agent. This allows the kibble to become hard and crunchy, as well as to stick together instead of falling apart. What is the benefit of grain-free dog food? Allergies are the biggest, and also one of the most valid reasons for consumers to switch to a grain-free diet. One of the first signs of a dog food allergy in dogs and cats is unhealthy skin. They tend to have dry and itchy skin and may also lose hair in some places. Eliminating specific foods and elements from the diet is one of the easiest ways to find the source of the allergy. Since grain and gluten is one of the biggest allergies, it is naturally one of the first options for people to try and to eliminate this product. The dog food market is flooded with various grain and gluten-free options that offer consumers a variety of choices when choosing a food made grain-free, made without grains or glutens. Another advantage to choosing a grain-free food is that it will likely have a higher percentage of protein. A natural wild diet would consist of large amounts of protein and smaller amounts of carbohydrates and vegetables. Mirroring their natural diet in the wild will provide the best chance for a healthy digestive system. Since dogs have become domesticated, their digestive tracts have slightly adjusted to accommodate higher levels of carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. Also they have learned to adjust. The digestive systems are still mainly designed to process more protein and less grain than humans have been providing. So here's some properties of the amylose. They have good film-forming properties, good adhesion power, strong retrogradation, blue dyeing with iodine. Here we have the amylopectin. You will find no retrogradation, it's very stable, and it colored red, violet with iodine. Also in the market you will find a new starch generation. It's new, called new dehydrated. It's made from special potatoes and peas without any chemicals, only physical treated and mixed followed to by dehydration. The first one is potato-based. As a potato-based potato is allergen-free and non-GMO. Additionally, compared with standard dehydrated potatoes, it characterizes reduced asparagine they have, reduced sugar, reduced alkaloids, and a higher water absorption index also. It shows excellent water absorption, thickening properties. It can be used as a texturizing agent in formulas. And also it works very good in an extrusion process for, as I said in the beginning, for treats and so on. So the P base also shows a good water binding, thickening properties. Also with the P-based dehydrated version, it's very good, very easy to control the expansion and crispiness in the extruder process, Also, they have reduced protein, reduced sugar, reduced fat, increased dietary fibers, low calorie, higher water binding power, non-allergenic, non-GMO, cold water soluble, also very important because of the energy costs during an extrusion process. And the hot water viscosity is maximum 2000 gram per unit. The moisture content between 5 and 9%. Sorry, can you understand? Oh, sorry, I couldn't understand. It's the yellow piece, yes. Yes. Sorry? Yes, of course. We also work with the green piece, yes. But they include more fat. Yeah? So, definition, what is or what means protein? Every amino acid has an identical structure. I will show you later on in another graph, in another slide. The difference only results from the side chain. The simplest amino acid is glycine. Here the side chains consist of one hydrogen atom. Amino acid can be interlinked to long chains. In the amino group of one amino acid reacts with a carboxyl group and another amino acid, a peptide linkage arises by less of water. The results in chain being called peptides. Only in case of chain length of more than 100 amino acids, they're called proteins. Here, as I said, a building block of protein molecules, in this case amino acid. So the pea and potato protein. It's a high quality protein. It's important, especially given the trend for high protein, lower carbohydrate foods in some segments of the pet population. Also, noble starches such as pea and potato are extremely important in today's food landscape. Allergies relate most to dietary proteins, but also often in wheat or maize. Ultimately, it must be assumed that all feed components used regularly in dogs can act as a trigger for allergies. However, there is a lower risk with fats and carbohydrates. The interest in the properties, as you see, functionalities and application for both animal and plant-based food proteins is increasing globally. The most important thing is the price, I think, because for the animal-based food proteins lead to a growing interest in plant-based proteins. New protein sources become available as a result of developments, so as in our lab also, in seed growing such as potato and pea. Some studies found that Larginine in pea protein has two roles in wounded animals. It is essential for the synthesis of the increased amount of reparative collagen required for wound healing, and it decreases some of the negative aspects of the metabolic response to injury. Also, the pea protein include a high amount of lysine. It helps to rebuild muscle tissue. So, what do you think about the rabbit? I want to come to the fibers now. We will get enough fibers. It looks very good, the picture. The dietary fiber and the importance of the good microbiota. I want to tell you something. Fibers are important for a regulated gastrointestinal activity. Higher proportions suitable for diet products. But note, the fiber can enclose the other nutrients and block them. It can be. So you have to take care with the fiber content. The particle size is the most important, I think. You see it also in the pictures here. The potato fiber is very small fibers, and then it can be the inner fiber and then the outer fiber. This is important because of the water binding. So now I want to come to the summary, as I said in the beginning. I think you agree all with me. Whatever makes pet owners happy is just good enough for the pet himself. I think everyone have a pet, or? Yes. So only the best companies can meet requirements today in the worldwide pet food industry. So Horn and Emsland Group are including in that worldwide mix. So far, thank you very much for your attention and have great days at the SuperZoo 2015. Thank you very much. Do you have any question? Then let us know.
Does she want?
Hello? Sorry. I was just asking the question about the pea, and he said yellow pea, which I didn't know what a yellow pea was, and it's a chickpea or a split pea. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Garbanzo.
Okay.
You want to have a microphone?
That is correct. The main do not mix it up with the wrinkle peas. There is another type of a pea, and that gives you much different results.
So some more question? No? Oh, you have one question.
There's a lot of talk about glycemic levels in potatoes, and that's why peas can be considered preferential. Is that what you believe or have found?
Maybe you can answer.
I'm assuming that you're referring to the glycoalkaloids. In starch and in fiber, you do not have the problem. In protein, there are two methods to produce. And the most common one has very high glycoalkaloid count. So in that respect, yes. Potato protein, I would recommend for farm animal feeding, where the expectancy life is short enough that you don't get the negative side effects. For the dog owners, I would strongly recommend more pea fibers over the potato, unless you use the one that is low glycoalkaloid, but it's almost not available on the market, as it's double price to the pea protein.
More question? No? So, I have to say thank you very much.
Thank you.